Hey guys, welcome to the Whole Lot of Jesus podcast. I'm your host. You're like off camera, babe. Okay, I'm your host, Carly Rains. This is my husband,
I'm co-host Briston Rains.
who actually named the podcast.
I gave her the idea.
You did?
So
Yeah. So today we're doing a recap episode.
recap.
How's your race this morning, though?
It was good.
It's good?
Yeah, I was so tired. I was driving to the race and I almost drove off the road. I was so tired. I had to stop and get coffee.
This morning?
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah.
So I am representing
I've been working hard and I've been very tired. When I say I almost drove off the road, what happened was I got tired and I slouched my arms and my steering wheel went to the right a little bit and it kind of swerved.
this.
I didn't fall asleep. I wanted to fall asleep. I was almost dozing off, but I'd catch myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it wasn't safe, but
No, that is not safe.
but that's because I've been doing so much.
I know you have been doing a lot. And you're doing this with me today. So I thank you for that.
Oh, look how pretty it is outside.
Yeah, so if you're curious as to
Look at
where we're at,
the sun.
it is super pretty. If you're curious as to where we're at, we are on our land
In a camper.
that we bought in our camper that we also kind of bought. Yeah, we bought it from a friend.
Yeah.
And this is a little sneak peek to what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about recapping the podcast episodes. I keep doing that because I keep moving the table. But we're recapping the podcast episodes.
I think I'm gonna switch this to a couch back here. Make this to a
Well,
couch.
that's gonna be our closet.
Oh, I need a couch to like chill on.
Well, this is your couch. You
this
can
ain't gonna work.
you can put your feet up or you can lay in bed.
We need a new camper then.
Okay, anyways. So we're gonna recap the episodes and then I feel like you're like so off screen.
That's
Okay. We're gonna recap the episodes and we're also gonna tell y'all about our plans for 2025 and our personal plans for 2025.
Oh boy. All right. Let's hop into it. So can I do the stats?
So you want to do the stats?
Yes. All right. Miss Carly Rains, the Whole Lot of Jesus podcast host, creator, has some statistics here. And when did you start this? The podcast?
January this year.
Okay, so this is 1 year later.
1 year, yeah.
Okay, so in 12 months, she's made 21 episodes.
This is our 22nd episode.
She has 114 subscribers on YouTube, 14.6 thousand followers on Instagram, and 8,000 followers on Facebook. Well, that's pretty good. I didn't know you had that many on Facebook.
Too, guys. This is
So basically, in 3 years, you're gonna have 100K followers on Instagram and 80,000 followers on Facebook.
And how many subscribers?
I have no idea.
Oh,
A couple thousand, a few thousand.
Well, I've started posting shorts on YouTube, so hopefully it increases our engagement.
Top episodes. And really one of these is what's carried your podcast.
Yeah, it has.
The marriage episodes of Adultery, Divorce, and Prison with 970 views, and Can You Restore Marriage After Infidelity with 822 views or listens.
And I will say,
those carried the podcast because the reels from those are what blew up. And
yes,
those
they
reels
did.
blowing up are what gained all the followers on Instagram and Facebook.
Which is y'all. And because literally every single time I would post about marriage, it would have so much engagement. Next year for 2025, we're doing like a whole mini series just on marriage because clearly that is a topic that we need to discuss that people are interested in and curious about. Also, we can branch into like finding the one that you want to marry and things like that. So it's not just if you're already married, but like if you're wanting to get married too, because those blew up. And infidelity, which if you didn't know what infidelity is, I didn't know what that word was until it happened in my family. But infidelity is cheating / adultery. They're like all the same thing. Basically, you cheat on your spouse. And that's very common even in the Christian realm. Cheating is like, I don't know what the percentage is, but I know it's super, super high. And I feel like it's something we need to discuss and we need to create practical tips and steps, um, and look at what the Bible says for avoiding that in our marriages.
All right, number two, for top episodes, number two is parenting. Healthy parenting got 192 views. It's quite a big difference between 800 and 192.
Yeah, literally.
And then number three was overcoming addictions, overcoming porneia in the Greek. 168 views. So you went from 970 to 822 views on the divorce and infidelity, all the way down to 192 to 168 on addictions and parenting. And so the top episodes surround marriage, parenting, and overcoming addictions, apparently, which I guess are pretty big societal problems nowadays. If you look at it, it's probably top three societal problems going on in the world right now. So,
Yeah, that's true. At
as
least in
far as like,
America.
yeah, American problems, I should say.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay, yeah, so we talked about that. And literally, y'all, uh, I'm really amazed by this first season because I think it was December, November. I felt like the Lord, um, it's cool, write everything down, that you feel like the Lord's telling you. Like if you get an idea and you're super passionate about it, write it down because over the course of a few months back in 2023, in my notes, I would write down like testimonies or podcast about testimonies or like different things. And then one time we were in the car, which is when you gave me the idea for the podcast. And I was looking through my notes and I realized like, oh, this is actually something that the Lord has given me an idea for because it's been repeated so much in my notes over the course of time. So I think he actually wants me to do it. And then you gave me the idea for the whole Lotta Jesus podcast for it to be called that. And what's really cool is like this year, I feel like I've been trying to figure out like um the vision for the podcast and like I know it's about testimonies, but just like what does that mean and like what can we offer? And one thing that I do want to do that I did not offer this year that I am going to offer next year is I want to offer testimony trainings where like I actually bring on people and they teach you like how to share your testimony with other people or like evangelism, like how do you share your story and like what does that look like and things like that. So I do want to do that for 2025. And something that's really cool is apart from testimonies, if you follow my personal account, which is Carley Rains author on Instagram or just Carley Rains on Facebook, you'll see that like I'm very passionate about stories. I'm very passionate about fiction, writing, that whole genre of creativity. And never in a million years did I ever think the podcast and that would like collide. And then one day, I don't know, I was just like thinking of I think I actually was reading a book and it was about stories and I just realized like, oh my gosh, a testimony is a story and I'm passionate about creating stories and like they literally go hand in hand and they go together. And that's where we got our slogan, which is Your Story Matters. And the spinoff of that is Your Story Matters, so tell it. And I want to create some merch with that on there that says,
I want to do your list of ideas.
yeah.
Okay, so this is my list of ideas. You can see it, Carly.
Oh, it's huge.
Okay. This is like 2 years of just random ideas, but anytime I get a really good idea where I'm like, that could be big, I put it down on my phone. So that way, if I
Yeah.
ever get free time, consistent free time, let's say like I had to where I have like 3 hours of free time a day during 9 to 5 or something. I can pull this up and start doing something. Anyways, but yeah, I have this thing. It's called business ideas. It is the name of this notes, but it's really more than business ideas. I mean, there's like nonprofit ideas, podcast ideas. Oh, she's throwing up.
Spit up, not throw up.
Spit up. Okay, do you got something I can wipe
I
your
got a
thing with?
burp.
Here, I'll keep the podcasters entertained while you do that. You want to go ahead and wipe her up real quick?
Oh, you're gonna, okay, you want me
Yeah,
to do
I'll
it.
keep the podcasters entertained. So, yeah, definitely put ideas down because guess what? If you don't, you will forget them. And if you forget them, then they'll go into the abyss and somebody else will get them. And if somebody else gets the idea, then that could have been your moment, your move. So I put down all my ideas. So like if I ever go out of business, go to a new business, go to whatever, let's say, I don't know, I move on to another business or just basically like if I ever hit ground zero, I got like 50 ideas that are legitimate businesses that I can start or whatever else, like podcasting or whatever. But Carly,
Yeah.
look at the name of this podcast idea I got. You can't say it though. Don't
Okay.
say it, but I think it'd be cool. A really nice podcast name.
Oh, okay. So what's it about? Can you say
Okay.
what it's about?
So basically, I would love to do a podcast with like godly men that are leaders. So whether it's pastors, business leaders,
Yeah, because
government officials, anybody who's a born again Christian that's a leader. Um, really just like a podcast for men, like a Christian leadership podcast for men, basically.
yeah.
Is what I want to do. But
So what it'd be about,
that what I just told you. It'd be about
like them leading in wherever they're working, or
well, yeah, that and it's just about godly men, like what it means to be a godly man, leading your family and your career and in your health and all that good stuff. But that's what I would name it. You don't say it though.
okay.
I think it sounds
Okay.
really good.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
could
like
see
that.
that.
Yeah.
I just searched it up on Instagram or on social media or not social media. Sorry,
On Google,
on Google, and
it's not taken.
it's not taken.
Cool.
Anyways,
I was
sorry.
actually surprised that the whole Lotta Jesus name was not taken, which you're really good. I feel like every name that I come up with for something, it's already taken.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm so good with
Briston,
names.
yeah, you are. Seriously, you will come up with something and it's not taken. And I'm like, why is it every single time I come up with something, it's taken? Although my fiction book, A Cursed Lineage, is not taken. I better get it published though before it gets
Yeah,
taken.
you better hurry up.
Okay, so
Yeah, so if y'all need any name ideas out there, I
okay, we
charge
should like put our things off of this because it keeps
I charge
it keeps
150.
shaking.
All right, if you need it, Carly, trying to talk.
Oh, if you need any name ideas.
No, stop. All right, cut this. Are you gonna cut this out and edit this?
No, it's fine, babe. They get to
Okay.
see the authenticity of our
Okay,
relationship.
sorry. Anyways, all right. So basically, if you need any name ideas, I charge $150 an hour. So just email me at texasoutlawnrunning@gmail.com for any name ideas or names that you need for anything.
Or if you need a business mentor,
Um,
but you really don't have time for that.
okay, the business mentor is $500 an hour, and that's legitimate. I mean, that's you're gonna make more from my knowledge than what you pay. So
Right.
$500 an hour for that, $150 an hour for name ideas. Um, People are like, "Is he serious?" But like, yeah, I
Yeah.
really am serious. Like, because guess what? If you have a good business name idea or a good concept, but you don't know how to do it, if you pay that amount, you're gonna make way more with your business or your business brand than you are paying me. So like, it pays for itself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You invest out what you invest in.
So if you're interested, email me and I will get you
And when we say a
started.
business mentor, I do want to clarify, like, you started a business when you were 18 years old, a freshman in college, and it has grown. We're about to hit year 5. Next year is year 5 for Texas Outlaw Running. It's grown every year.
We'll go to the moon.
And the average, usually businesses fail within the first 3 years.
Yeah.
So the fact that, we're going past, you're
5 years and growing, and we started during COVID years.
Yeah, we did. And you were so young, you're 18 years old. I think that's so cool. You're really good at knowing how to put systems in place and like the organization of a business, if that makes sense. Like you're really good at that. You're also really good. I do want to say this. Something that I've learned from Briston is so there's entrepreneurs who like do something on their own. They work for themselves. They don't work for other people. But then there's this other group of entrepreneurs. I don't know what I would call
I
y'all.
call them higher tier entrepreneurs because
Yeah,
they are higher tier. Like for example, you know how like the wealthy, how like there's a 1% and then the 1% of the 1%?
Yeah.
Okay, this type of entrepreneur is the 1%, the 1% that you're about to talk about.
Okay, yeah. So like entrepreneurs, they work for themselves. They might create their own business, like a bakery or whatever. But then there's this other group of entrepreneurs where they don't just work for themselves, they actually figure out like how to hire people and not actually be the one doing the work, but managing the work and casting the vision. But
And
you're
they
not
also
actually like hands-on.
and they actually continue to grow and start new businesses
Yes.
at the same time.
Yes. Yes.
You
So
just like multiply. It's like 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That's like if you take like a penny and you double it every day for 30 days, you have $1 million. That's literally what this top tier entrepreneur category does. And then you got the entrepreneurs that just start the business and they're satisfied.
yeah, they don't like add other branches or add other
They're
stores or
like
add other,
good
they
where
just have
they're
their
at.
one thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I'm never good where I'm at. I always got to grow and be better. So
Okay.
here we are.
Okay. So our accomplishments this year. So we had 3 monthly challenges on our socials. So if you don't follow us on social media, again, it's the Whole Lotta Jesus podcast. Lotta is Lotta. Whole Lotta Jesus podcast on Facebook and Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I'm probably never gonna get TikTok. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't really like TikTok.
I have it, but I don't. Oops. I have it, but I don't ever get on it.
Yeah.
I'm
So
just gonna put this here so I don't forget.
yeah. So we did 3 monthly challenges. I really enjoyed that. We had great feedback and we actually got different pastors and leaders and people who participated in it. We had
Let me help her out real quick.
okay.
You
We
okay?
had sorry, it's our baby. We had the February Love Challenge.
Welcome to the podcast, Riley.
Yell in the microphone. We had the February Love Challenge, which was February is Valentine's, and this was all about communicating to viewers, people who or what God's love is and what God's love means, because Valentine's is usually about couples and love and things like that. So we wanted to communicate God's love, and we did this through verses, and we just had people, whoa, babe, you're hitting the camera. We just had people commentate about like what the verses meant to them and how God's love is expressed through scripture. And then we had the June Identity Challenge, which was, of course, if you know what June is about, what is it? Pride Month. I like went blank for a minute. Pride Month, where it celebrates.
June is June.
I know, but our culture puts Pride Month in it, and so this is about identity because
that's Pride Month.
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like the root problem with the whole Pride community is identity, because they're putting their identity in like their sexuality or their attractiveness or things like that. And so we wanted to flood social media with scripture where it actually talks about like who we are as humans and what our identity means, especially when we're in Christ. And so we had that challenge all month. And what these challenges are is every day a new verse and a new commentary is posted as a reel on social media. And then the last challenge that we did was in August. It was the back to school challenge where I had different scenarios. We had like a senior in high school write an encouraging letter and talk about just giving you encouragement as you're going to go through these changes. A senior in college about to graduate, a freshman in college, a mom sending your kid off to college. There were different scenarios, and those are still available on our website. So you can just go to carleyrains.com and then go to the podcast, and you'll find it there, where we actually like give you encouragement for those seasons of life that are very life-changing, and that yeah, you just experience a lot of change in. And we wanted you to enter those seasons of life confidently as you can, because you're going through a lot of change. So I want to continue those challenges next year for 2025. And I don't know if we'll do like different ones or the same ones, but we are going to continue those challenges to encourage y'all and in what scripture says about these categories. So we also had merch, which y'all probably saw. I'm not wearing it today. This hoodie, or this is a sweatshirt. This is called a sweatshirt.
Yep.
This sweatshirt is actually where I got the idea. So if you haven't seen our merch, it's a pink hoodie with a hood and a pocket, and it says WLJP. And then underneath it says Whole Lotta Jesus podcast, and it's pink. It's super cute. But there's flowers. I made this for Briston's running company, and it was so cute that I was like, I have to make one for the podcast, because why not, you know? So Briston's running company's colors are red, black, and Did you say gray or white? Anyways, they're
Red,
these colors.
red,
Yeah, they're these
red, black,
colors.
white, yellow.
Yeah, they're these colors. So, that's where we got the merch from. And then we had the hat, which was a pink. It was like kind of a darker pink hat that said "Your story matters." Those are still available on the website too. You can order them. They're pre-orders. So how that works is you place your order and then I will order them and then they will ship it to you. Um, and if you're wondering if you can get it in time for Christmas, you're pushing it. But probably for New Year's, you can get it in time for New Year's. Okay. So our plans for 2025. Do you want to talk about
I don't even know what our plans are. There's too much stuff going on.
I
Yeah.
know.
I don't even want to think about it. I'll just take it one day at a time. I'm like, all right, what do I need to do today?
Yeah, but I wanted to let him know.
Man, 2025.
Okay, do you want to do our personal plans first and then we'll end with the
I think I'm
podcast
gonna
plans?
overexhaust myself if we talk about 2025.
Well,
There's a lot going on in 2025.
should I talk about the podcast plans first or
Yeah,
personal plans? Podcast
I don't
plans.
care, whatever you
Okay.
want.
Well, I'll just go really quick through the podcast plans. So we're doing the same every guest, the 1st and 15th of every month, 2 guests per month. We're gonna be doing mini series, and this is where like for a month or two, it's a series of a category. So like marriage is one of them. I also want to do entrepreneurship slash I think I'm gonna call it growth. Basically, I want to interview people who have started something, whether it's a business, a ministry, a nonprofit, blank, and over X amount of years, it has grown. And I want to hear their story of like how they've grown it, how they started it, the ups and downs, challenges, and successes, things like that. To give you encouragement, because always when I see a ministry or when I see a business and it's like thriving, I'm always curious about like, well, how many years ago did you start? And like, how did you grow it to where it is today? And like, what was the process? And so,
I think the answer to that is just doing everything to the best of your ability and preparing.
yeah,
Like, if you start anything and you do it to the best of your ability and you prepare and you consistently see what you did wrong and try to make that better, like,
yeah, like
it,
always like evaluating
it
your
seems like
stuff.
a universal rule that if you, like, it's like a universal law, like a law of the universe that if you, like, fix what you mess up consistently on something, you will have the best of something.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna interview you about Texas Outlaw, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. So I also want to do a mini series about finances slash stewardship. And I don't know if I'm going to break it up into it just being called stewardship, where we talk about like, how do I steward my health? How do I steward fitness? How do I steward my finances? How do I steward? I don't, or if they're each going to be their own category, but that's that marriage, like I said. And then there's, of course, going to be more, but that's what I have so far.
Sorry, I'm so tired, guys. I know if you're watching this on video, you're like, it's like I keep being on and looking off. It's because I just
You woke up super early.
I got a lot going on in my life. But to say the least, I took an energy drink, waiting for that to kick in because I get talkative when I drink those, and
Oh yeah, you
I was
do.
hoping they would kick in, but it hasn't kicked in yet. All right. So which one are we on right now? The
That one.
vlog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Carly's gonna vlog once a month on the 20th.
well, it'll post on the 20th.
Oh, to post on.
But like every month, I'm gonna do a vlog about like us and our family. That way, y'all can see more of like behind the scenes of our life. Because I don't want to just like preach to you. I also want you to see like our life and like what it's like and things like that.
Hey, some of these ideas, can you do some of this for Texas Outlaw?
Okay, yeah.
Like the fan awards and the club. Like, can you like be over like my ambassador program and like do like an award thing?
Yeah. I'd like to do that.
Can you do that for me?
Yeah. So, okay, something really cool that I wanted to do is we're gonna do the Whole Lot of Jesus podcast fan awards. And this is gonna open up midnight on New Year's. And it'll be open for a whole month, the whole month of January. And you can vote. We have 3 categories. The first category is the top viewed podcast. So you don't even have to vote for this, but you can share it and you can let your friends know, like, what was your favorite podcast? And again, whoever's top viewed podcast, they will get that award. We're going to have the most inspired testimony. I want to hear which one was most inspiring. And you're going to vote on which testimony was most inspiring. And I'll have a form. I'll open the form up and post about it on social media so you'll know whenever, again, it opens January 1st. And then you're also going to have favorite guest. So maybe it wasn't their testimony that you loved, but it was like their personality or who they are just as a person. Like we had on some really good guests this past year. And so those are our 3 categories for 2025. For 2024, and I hope to do this every year and maybe add some more categories. But that's so far. Again, it opens up January 1st at midnight, and you have the whole month of January to vote. And then on our February 15th episode, we will announce who the winners are for each category. Okay, so this is like an idea that has been in my head for probably the past month. I did a book club when we lived in Arkansas, and I loved it. And we would like meet. I don't remember if we met weekly or monthly, but we would meet on Zoom. So this was an online book club, and we would read a book, and then we would talk about each chapter. So I think we met weekly and we talked about each chapter and stuff. I miss that. And so one of my goals for 2025 is to read one book a month. And I want to alternate fiction and nonfiction. So one month it'll be fiction, one month it'll be nonfiction. And I'm starting a book club. Okay.
I'll stop shaking her chair.
Oh, I'm starting a book club under the Whole Lot of Jesus podcast. So we're going to be called, so it's called the Storytellers Book Club. You can actually go to the Instagram, and I've already created the channel for it because that's where I'll post updates and like the next book we're going to read and things like that. This is, I will say, this is for ladies 18 and older. Eventually it would be awesome for the podcast to have a bunch of different book clubs for different ages. Maybe a book club for moms and maybe a book club for teenagers. But just because of some of the material that I want to read, for instance, one of the books is by Francine Rivers. It's called The Atonement Child. And it is about a girl who gets raped and then gets pregnant and has the kid, and it's a pro-life book. So I want to make sure that it's age appropriate. So it'll be ladies only, 18 plus, right now starting out, but eventually, hopefully we can have different leaders who lead different categories of book clubs for different ages and things like that. And then we're going to have monthly Zoom meetings. I'll just post more information about it because I still got to figure out everything. But basically, we'll have monthly Zoom meetings talking about the book and things like that. And again, it's one book per month. So I feel like it's very manageable. And you're going to be able to sign up on the website. Don't go to the website, though, because I don't have it uploaded yet. It'll be uploaded by January 1st. So, okay. And then we have I'm going to continue the monthly challenges. I already said that. And then our second merch drop is going to be around Easter. It's going to be like mid-March of whenever our Easter collection drops. I already know what I want to design for that one. But it won't be much. It'll be like a t-shirt and maybe one other
You need to
item.
do the Patreon to set that up, like $5 a month.
Yeah, so I've been thinking about doing a Patreon. The only deal is usually when they do a Patreon, they have like bonus content on there.
No, you don't have to do that.
You don't?
No,
Okay.
you don't have to do bonus content.
You don't have to do bonus content?
No,
Okay.
I've seen people you have different tiers, so you can do like a small one that's like just supporting the cause, and you like write them a thank you letter, send them a sticker, and they donate like $3 a month or $5 a month. And that way, that one just kind of helps a little bit, just help pay for the podcast, like subscription, like for us to be able to upload it. And then you can do like a $15 a month or even $20 a month.
Well, what do they get for that?
That one you can like set it up in different ways, but like you don't have to film bonus content.
Okay.
So,
well, we'll talk about it.
I'm gonna check the car real quick. I'll be right back. I thought I heard it go off or something.
I didn't hear it go off.
Go ahead.
Okay. Anyways. We did see a mountain lion, so there might be a mountain lion.
We didn't see it.
Well, no, we saw it on social media. Okay. Well, now this is our plans for 2025.
All
You
right.
gotta
Well,
take your chair.
our plan number one is Briley. She's gonna be growing up. She'll be growing up to a year next year, be a little baby.
I know, it's so
And
crazy.
then she'll turn into a toddler in the year after.
And then we're gonna try to have another one.
Oh yeah. We're gonna have many. We're gonna have a lot of kids. Not next year though.
Okay, so yeah.
All right, 2025. All right. So in January, we are moving into a camper. We are currently in our 20-foot camper that we got from a friend. We are reconsidering keeping
Getting
this one, like using it as our travel camper, and then getting another camper
getting the
as like
bigger
the
one.
one that we actually live in. And then with this one, we can just take it on trips and stuff. The other one's like you actually live in.
Yeah.
But the only thing about that is
It costs money.
well, campers depreciate so much. I don't really want to go out and buy a big new camper and get a loan on that and it just straight up depreciate. Like
Yeah.
which is not a big deal if you're gonna have it long term. You know what I mean? But like, I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. But anyways, so we are gonna move into a camper in January. Um, we're planning on this one right now. That might change. We might get a bigger one and just keep this one on our land.
And what
So,
led us to decide to move into a camper?
oh, many things. So one, it's gonna save money, a lot of money. We're gonna save an extra. How much is the rental site? 500.
Yeah, plus electricity, so it'll be around 600.
Okay, so 850. So we're gonna save about $400 a month by moving into the camper at an RV site. So we're gonna do that. Also, our apartment, we've had a few shootings around the area, a lot of crime, not super safe. And I have a little 2.5-month-old baby and a wife, and I don't want them getting hurt. So we're gonna move out of the city to a little campground for a short period of time. While we're doing that, when we move in January, we are going to start land improvements and we're going to try to get some camper hookups out here ASAP. So that way we can move out here and then
Yeah,
we don't have to pay $550 a month for a campsite. We can
right.
just move out here and pay $0 a month to live out here. So we're gonna try to develop the land to where we could put an RV site or RV pad out here or camper pad and live out here in the camper. So that's as far as the living situation goes. We also would like to start building next year, like the end of next year, start building like
Barn dominium.
yeah, basically a barn dominium. It's gonna be like a 3-door shop with one door not being a door, but being like a front door and being a house. And the other two doors are gonna be like open shop space for like trailers and cars and stuff like that. So we are gonna try to build that. So that's the goal. We're gonna be putting on events out here on the land too. So we're gonna generate money on the land by putting on events every month out here. So we're actually starting that in March. And literally we're just gonna clear this land. People are gonna park out here. We're gonna build trails and people are gonna get to run out here. And we'll be able to kind of generate a little profit off that.
And in the summertime, we're gonna have a snow cone stand.
Well, I mean that's not set in
Okay,
stone. Okay, let's
ideas.
say this. We want to have the snow cone
Yeah,
stand.
yeah, yeah.
It's not guaranteed because I don't even know what the cost of equipment and stuff is, but like it's an idea that we have, and if we have the money and the time, we will do a snow cone stand.
I would love to do a
So,
snow cone stand.
money and time allowing, we will. Because my goal is, if I have anything that costs money, my goal is to whatever that thing costs money for it to make more money than it costs, basically.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, that's our goal with the land this year because we're not living on it yet. We're still paying for it. And so I was like, well, since we're paying for it, we need to do something to generate money so that way it can pay for the land if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
anyways,
Something super cool that, oh, by the way, I was gonna ask you about I'll do this after. But something typical that happened is we were looking at different RV parks and we didn't know which one we wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
stay at.
This is a neat story.
And
Hold on. I don't mean to pause. Okay, this is bad. So,
it's
I need to go
bad.
to the restroom,
Oh,
but we can't use our toilet, so I'll let you say the story. I'll be right back.
okay. Okay, that's TMI. No, we have toilet paper in the.
I want baby wipes instead.
Oh,
Are they in there?
yeah. It's in the side pocket. Should I tell the story or pause it?
No, you gotta tell it.
Okay, okay. Oh my gosh, y'all, this is hilarious. I'm gonna title this. I'm gonna title it.
Why?
I'm gonna title this. Briston had to poop in the woods or something. Okay, so we have a generator for electricity, but we don't have water hooked up because we don't have water for our I guess we could have put water in our tank, but the camper's already on the land. So we basically you can't go to the bathroom while you're here. You have to go in the woods, which is why he's having to go in the woods. That is hilarious. We just ate lunch before we came. But anyways, so something really cool that happened was we did not know like which RV park to live at because there are many where we live in the East Texas area. And there was one really, really nice one that's in a different town beside where we live. Um, but we just didn't know, and we wanted to make sure we were going where God wanted us to go. And so one day I was pumping because I breastfeed, and rather than I always get on my phone like when I pump and I just scroll through social media or I read a book or like I distract myself because I got to sit there for 10 minutes. And this day I hadn't prayed in a while, and like I read my Bible. I have no issue reading my Bible. But like actually praying and seeking the Lord's will about things in our life and praying for things, I hadn't done that in a while. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pray while I pump. So I'm like, Lord, where should we live? Like, should we even move? Is this your will to move into a camper? Like, this is a big deal to do. It's a big life change. Which RV park? All the stuff. And as I am praying, hey, it's okay. As I'm praying, y'all, I literally get a call from the city, this unknown number. That's the city where one of the RV parks is in. And really quick, we had to put the RV park, this RV park is really nice. And we had to put ourselves on a waiting list because they didn't have availability when we wanted to move. So I get this call from this number, and I'm like, okay, my husband works at a school right beside this town. Like, did something happen or whatever? So I answer the call, and it's the RV park. And they're like, hey, we have a spot opening at the end of the year. Would y'all like to reserve the spot since y'all are next in line on the waiting list? And I was like, oh my gosh, what are the odds that I'm literally praying about where we should live and the RV park calls? And so it was just like a clear answer from the Lord that this is where I want you to live. And something that has like been really reoccurring in my life since I've gone to college is whenever I've been needing to make a decision, whether it was what college to go to, who to marry, what major to pursue, where to move to after college, like all of these major things, whenever I prayed about it, the Lord always presented what he wanted me to do. And then I had to make the decision on if I was going to accept the opportunity or not. I'm like, literally, guys, I'm not even joking. Everything that the Lord has wanted me to do, like, he's presented it. And then it's like been shown to me. And then it's like, okay, do I accept it or do I not? And so I want to encourage you that no matter what it is, any decision, what car to buy. I mean, that happened with our minivan that we had before this car. What car to buy, like whatever decision you need to make, pray about it and wait. Like truly wait on the Lord. Don't make a decision until something is presented to you, and then you'll know that that's the Lord. Are you good?
Tell them the situation with the
Oh
camper.
yeah, I told him.
Yeah, we honestly need like a little outside, like outhouse, like just something to have. So like when we're out here working on the land,
Yeah.
that way we don't have to rent porta potties either. We can just have like a little outhouse. Like literally, like we can dig a hole in the dirt, big a or big a dig a big hole,
Dig a big hole.
put a little shelter around it. Oh, she been whining.
No. Didn't wait until you showed up.
She knows I'll bounce her in her seat. That's why. All right. Anyways, what are
Anyways,
we on?
so I just got done telling them about the cool story about
Oh,
our
us
RV park.
praying in RV park.
Also, guys, I might, I keep moving the camera. I might, which it depends on finances, and I need to pray more about it. But I might be getting my doctorate,
Possibly.
possibly.
All right, and I might go for mine too in about 2 years.
About you're in theology school, so he's getting his master's in theology right
Carla's
now.
already got her master's.
I already have my master's, and you might be wondering, you're a stay-at-home mom. Why the heck are you getting your doctorate? Okay, so Um, this is in a doctorate in English in Christian literature. So, like I said, I absolutely love stories and I want to be a writer. And I was looking at Liberty University's degree plans, and never in my life, let me just tell y'all, never in my life did I ever think I would number one get my master's or heck even go for my doctorate. Like when I graduated with my master's, I basically was like, I'm done with school. I'm never going back to school. Like I'm done. Now I like school, but I was just burnt out and I was ready for a change. And it's only been like a year because I graduated with my master's last August. So it's only been a year, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, 2023, August of
but I don't know. We
2023.
got a lot going on right now, and I don't know.
Well, yeah, I just want to pray about it, but I think it'd be super cool to get a doctorate in that because you study Christian authors and like you study how they took scripture and was inspired by scripture to create these creative stories like C.S. Lewis and J.R.R. Tolkien and many others. And that's something that I want to do. Like, I want to take scripture and create these stories. And recently, I have really, if you follow me on social media, I've really been like, what's the word? I've really been conflicted about the boundary line when it comes to imagination. Like, is there a boundary line that God kind of goes beyond God's will? Like, is there's too far basically? And because I will say we have a boundary line when it comes to like sex and like sexuality in books. Like, there's a clear line of like, okay, they need to be married. Okay, there doesn't need to be graphic, spicy stuff going on. And it needs to follow like a man and a woman. And, like we have the boundary line when it comes to sex in books, but like whenever it comes to other imagination things like witchcraft and involving witches and even things beyond that, like dragons and just elves and like magic, like is there a boundary line when it comes to that? So that's been something I've been trying to navigate, and I don't know. So we'll see, what the Lord's will is. Like if I'm just gonna really be in prayer about like if I should pursue this and when I should and things like that. Um, okay. We're also running a marathon next year
Yeah, we're running a marathon next year.
in
And
2025.
when is it?
December.
When in December?
It's the St. Jude Marathon. I don't know. Maybe look it up.
By the way, this generator is right under here, which is why you can hear it. I didn't put it over there. It's like right under your seat.
Oh,
By the
so
way.
can they hear it?
No, they can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Hopefully they
December
can.
5th. Wait, no. December 6th, 2025. Well, that is the same day as the backland, so
Yeah, it's okay. I kind of knew that. So, I figured you'd go to the backland and then I would go. It's not just me running it, it's actually a group of my college girlfriends that I ran in college with. We're thinking about all doing it together. Like Alyssa and then
how about I just put on a 26-mile road marathon for you anywhere you want and you run that one.
okay, I don't know. We'll talk about it
How
later.
about that?
But anyways, I want to run a marathon next year if I don't get pregnant again. Um, So I've been training for that. If y'all have not checked out the podcast, That's Life by Abby and Ryan, I encourage you to do that. She is like a fitness running person, and literally she motivates me so much to run. Also, she could totally have ran in college because of her split times are great. They were really good. She's a really good runner. But I hope to see her yeah, because you're running the Austin Marathon, aren't you?
That's the plan. I haven't signed up yet.
Okay, yeah.
I'll sign up in January. I just haven't
Yeah.
signed up
She's
yet.
doing the Austin Marathon. I know that there's gonna be like thousands of people there, but low key, I want to meet her, so or at least see her come a distance. I don't want to overwhelm her. Um,
Who?
Abby
She seems like a
Murphy,
normal
I think
person.
is her last name.
She seems like every other normal person to me. I don't put that.
Well, yeah, but it's just cool because like
She
when
has
you
a lot of
follow
followers.
someone, yeah, her and Ryan do on their
So if
podcast.
she didn't have a lot of followers, would you see her the same way?
What I see her, well,
No.
yeah, I mean,
Let's be honest.
well, they didn't start blowing up until this year. Like they I don't want to say she was normal because like we're all normal, but like she's starting to get sponsors and she's starting to
Wow,
like,
what does she make that's so different than everybody else? Is it just her content, running content or something?
yeah, her running content is so good. Like I've started
What does
like
she post?
low key her reels are inspiration. Like I've started like
Can we do her
using
reels
her
for
reels.
Texas Outlaw? Can we do the same thing she's doing?
No, like I literally want you to interview her on your podcast because she's a runner, she's an ultra runner, and you own an ultra company, running company. I want you to interview her.
Well, let's have her.
And anyways, we can talk about this later. But I was like, oh, she could be on Texas Outlaw Elite. But I don't know if she's already sponsored by somebody, like a running people. But you better hop on that bandwagon because because I think she qualified for Boston.
Mm.
Like I'm telling you, she's a really good runner. Her splits are good. Anyways, so oh yeah, and then I want to publish my fiction book. That's my goal. That's like my focus, my writing focus for 2025 is a cursed lineage to publish that. So
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see y'all. No, I don't have anything else to add.
no, you don't tell them your 2025 plans?
It's our 2025.
Well, ours.
All right. Well, the whole land thing's fun. It's fun.
Oh yeah, you did tell me about that.
Okay.
Holiday races.
Yeah, that's a cool thing. So basically, like anytime we go on vacation, I take a day and a half of that to work to pay for the vacation.
Because
But
Briston Rains don't know how to not work.
no,
No, you don't.
no, I can do a few days. Okay.
He don't know how to not
All
work.
right. Anyways. All right. So holiday races, we put on trail races on the holidays.
And it's a separate company than Texas Outlaw
It's a
Running.
different business. So basically, we do trail running events on the holidays. So on different days like St. Patrick's or
New
Memorial
Year's.
Day or New
Yeah.
Year's or Thanksgiving, we have little runs we do.
Like a
And
5K, 10K.
basically, I pay you $500 to do a race. Well, you have the ability to make more. You make a minimum of 500, but you can make thousands if you want to. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I hire you, I pay you $500 to put on a race, and I provide everything for you. You don't have to think or do anything. You just got to do it. And you get paid $500 all the way up to thousands of dollars, depending on if you get sponsored, stuff like that. And we're doing that, and that's just kind of like a little side thing. It doesn't take personally me a super long time to do. We do have a meeting like once every few weeks on Sundays at 7 p.m. Central, and we have 45-minute meetings
On Zoom.
On Zoom. But other than that, I mean, that's pretty much all I do as far as that company goes. So
Yeah, as far as that company goes, and then you have Texas Outlaw.
yeah.
And then you're starting Texas Rides.
Well, we're just adding on to Texas Outlaw. So like got running events right now, but we're about to add on a bunch of ride events, like biking events to some of the races, and we're gonna have a race director do the rides. And so we're gonna have biking events, mountain biking, road biking, gravel biking, which would be great.
And then you're gonna
And
do
then
rucks.
yeah, and then we're gonna do rucks. And so we're gonna have rucking events to where you get to put on, I don't know, 15, 25, 35, 50 pounds on your back, and you truck and you walk a certain distance or time. And that's what rucking is. And so we're going to be doing that. So we're going to have rides, rucks, and runs. My goal is to have an event every single weekend. Not for me to be at all the events. I don't want to be at all the events.
But for 2025 or like later, like long
Starting June 2025 up. So like June 2025 to forever have an event every single weekend. Whether it's a ride, ruck, or a run.
You know what we could do? We could have, I thought about this just because like I've listened to your podcast so much. I was like, because you know how you want a store
Yep.
and you have merch? You could like, I don't know if it would be sponsored, but basically you could take people, fitness runners, influencers that are not already taken and create like merch based on them. They did this with the twins, with Kate and Ashley. They've made like gymnastics outfits and they have their own like clothing line.
No, I need to do it with Billy. Do the best day ever clothing line.
Oh yeah, you do. And then you could also do it with Abby. I'm serious. People, young girls would buy that stuff. They have like 100 and something thousand followers on Instagram.
So, anyways, that's what all we got going on. But I need to get back to work.
You know what?
Stuff
I'm
I gotta
going to interview
do.
them on the Whole Lot of Jesus podcast.
Go for it.
I actually do want to ask them to be a guest on there.
That's cool.
But we'll see if they accept. You know what though? Kirby Kelly accepted, and she's a Christian influencer, so maybe they'll accept.
Maybe.
But that's what we got.
All right, I think I might take a nap.
Yeah,
okay
I
with
need
that.
to edit this and upload it. So peace out, y'all. But that's a wrap for 2024. It's so fun. And have a good Merry Christmas.
Is that your key to turn it off?
Yeah. Well, I guess I could say, your story matters. So tell it.
Or you could do both. Or you could just keep this in.
I'm just gonna keep it. Your story matters. So